Hey guys, I'm going to do a short video on Cessna, the company that built the hydraulic pump for the Oliver Super 44 and 440s. So this is the pump that's built by Cessna that Oliver used for their Super 44 and 440s. You can see it was driven off the engine, the timing gears, and it ran hoses or fittings all the way to the back, and then ran the hydraulics, 3-point, everything like that. So I'm going to give you a little history on Cessna. It was the company that made aircraft. Clyde Cessna, a farmer from Rago, Kansas, built his first aircraft and flew it in June 1911. Cessna Aircraft was formed when Clyde Cessna and Victor Roos became partners in the Cessna Roos Aircraft Company in 1927. Victor Roos was a distributor of Harley-Davidson pedal cycles in Omaha, Nebraska in 1917. He was one of the largest distributors in the Midwest. Roos resigned a month into the partnership, selling back his interest to Cessna. Shortly after, Roos's name was dropped. In 1932, Cessna closed its doors due to the Great Depression. Cessna's nephews, Dwayne and Dwight Wallace, bought and reopened it in 1934. So the 30s, 1932 and 34, were the years leading up to the World War II. World War II was at the end of the decade. A little history on the Cessna, the aircraft company. And trust me, I'll get to the connection they had with Oliver. Cessna was obviously most known for their aircraft. In 1956, Cessna introduced the Cessna 172. It became the most produced airplane in history. During the post-World War II era, Cessna was known as one of the big three in aviation manufacturing, along with Piper and Beechcraft. In 1985, Cessna was purchased by General Dynamics Corporation and became a wholly owned subsidiary. General Dynamics in turn sold Cessna to Textron in 1992. Late in 2007, Cessna purchased the bankrupt Columbia Aircraft Company and built the Columbia 350 and 400 as their own Cessna 350 and 400 at the factory in Bend, Oregon. Production of these ended by 2018. In March 2014, Cessna ceased operations as a company and instead became a brand of Textron Aviation. I'll be putting up photos so you can kind of see what this stuff was and kind of get a visual of what I'm talking about here. Here's the part that more directly relates to Oliver. After World War II, Cessna had established a fluid power division that manufactured hydraulic components. There was limited applications in aircraft, so the products were sold mainly to manufacturers of farm equipment. The Fluid Power Group later became one of Cessna's most profitable divisions. From what I can find, the building at 3742 East 4th Street in Hutchinson, Kansas, was used by Cessna Aviation, Eaton Corp, and Sunflower Wind over the past 70 years. Cessna Aircraft of Wichita built the plant in Hutchinson in 1942. The plant produced wooden gliders for the World War II Normandy invasion effort. After the war, they built Cessna furniture there. In 1951, the plant expanded and converted to hydraulics production for aircraft and farm machinery. Eaton Corp purchased the building in 1988. In 2006, Eaton's global officials announced they would close the Hutchinson plant, but local and state officials worked to put together a $3.5 million incentive package to keep it open. The campus was split and Sunflower Wind purchased the eastern building. Sunflower, which produced a unique wind turbine, experienced financial problems and instead used the space to store dry wheat from ADM starting in 2010. ADM is just a big food company. The West Building continued operations, and Eaton closed the Hutchinson location in 2017. Eaton also owns Vickers, another hydraulic pump company that was used in all of our tractors. They bought the rest of the shares in 1999 of Vickers. If you ever look up Eaton, they make a lot of stuff. Probably most common for the average person would be like truck differentials, limited slip differentials, locking differentials, stuff like that. If you ever look up their history, they bought a lot of companies up, and they kept acquiring companies and getting bigger. And then when they were in financial trouble, they would sell some off. So they got into a lot of stuff. And that's about all I know about Cessna as far as how they related to Oliver's and the pumps they made. But I think it's kind of cool that an airplane company made parts for the Oliver tractors that we love. So here's what it's like driving a 44. Your waist set on one side. Tunnel of corn.
right here